Welcome back to the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. So, I persuaded Quetzalcoatl to come with me to this trial by the Klingons because it's a Star Trek episode. Of course I'm gonna run into an Aztec god, you know? And, to try to get him a fair trial, I presented myself as a warrior and I have to go through these trials. So, see what we're dealing with here.
A field of static lightning. It seems to be moving in a purposeful manner. These wooden rods are support beams that were not placed. You look but see nothing of note. A slightly antiquated Klingon lock mechanism.
This creature is composed of electrical fields. I would not recommend approaching it. A metal projectile might disrupt its fields and render it harmless.
A metal projectile, you say? These are wood, so that's not gonna help me.
Captain, I have calculated the odds of surviving this at...
Shut up, Spock. How could you do it, Jim? I spent hours trying to save his life, and you just gave him away in seconds to the Klingons.
You've handled those Klingons well, sir. We've got them on the run now.
You look but see nothing of note. This section of wall was carved by some sort of plasma field. You look but see nothing of note.
Can I pick up one of these supports? I can. Can I use this support to hit this panel?
You fail to obtain anything.
Do I put that back down? No, I have it here.
This is a long wooden support rod, dry and splintered, but still sturdy. No effect. Nothing happens.
Yeah, that's wood. That's not going to help me. Although I will go ahead and pick up another one, because I might need it later.
The floor is incomplete, made of unrefined natural rock. You look but see nothing of note. You look but see nothing of note.
Metal projectile.
No effect.
Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Do I throw my communicator?
Captain, there is a force field between us and the planet. We have your position at approximately 30 meters beneath the surface of her core, and what appears to be the ruins of an archaeological dig. Keep us informed. We'll help you all we can. We can analyze any data you gather through the main computer.
These wooden rods are support beams that were not placed. Nothing to report, Captain. An entry coder for the door. keyed to a number sequence. The tricorder is unable to determine the code, but can scan the mechanism.
It does not register as a known life form.
The floor is incomplete.
Can I pry some of the floor up? Clunk.
You melt some of the rock.
Oh, I can dip it in the molten rock.
You coat the rod with molten iron. It hardens
Ah,
quickly.
yeah.
As I suspected, Captain, the creature is in stasis. It should awaken in 3.48 days.
I bet it'll be mad.
Can I pick up this rod? Does it contain the creature now?
Captain, I would strongly recommend against disturbing the rod. It could result in awakening the creature, or possibly electrocuting you.
Fair enough.
A slightly antiquated Klingon lock mechanism.
Can I just shoot it?
Jim, are you mad? That's our only way out.
Okay.
Don't you remember the Prime Directive, Captain?
It's a door.
You look but see nothing of note.
Can I get another molten iron stick? If nothing else, just for a souvenir.
You coat the rod with molten iron. It hardens quickly. No effect. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Captain, there is a force field between us. We have your position at approximately 30. Keep us informed.
Uhura, prepare to receive a tricorder message. There is a door with an entry coder here. Try to analyze the circuits and let the main computer crack the code.
Scan complete. Main computer has the code. We also read an anomaly. Something else has tapped into the key code. Shall I analyze?
I want that door open. Affirmative, Uhura. I want that door open. Affirmative, Uhura.
Sir, we have a secondary code that is nested in the Klingon program. Computer's unable to analyze its function. Shall we broadcast it to you when you activate the keypad?
Affirmative. Negative. Transmit the door entry code only. Affirmative.
Good luck, Captain.
An entry coder for the door, keyed to a number.
So, are you gonna transmit the code to me, or what?
Nothing else to report, Captain.
So,
Captain, I have calculated the odds of survival.
Shut up, Spock.
You've handled those Klingons.
How could you do it?
So, what? I don't understand. How am I getting the codes now? Are they going to transmit them to me? What's...
You fail to obtain anything. You fail to obtain anything. I don't understand why I can't... Should I have somebody else do it? Was that simple?
What is this place?
This is not Klingon technology, Captain.
Even I can see that, you pointy-eared freak.
Gentlemen, I suggest we start trying to find out what this is. I have a feeling we've come someplace Flick wasn't expecting us to go.
A strange yellow light. This large gem appears to be a ruby of unusual size. This is obviously artificial.
Ruby of unusual size? R-O-U-S? R-O-U-S's? Is that a coincidence or a Princess Bride reference?
This large gem appears to be an emerald of unusual
Okay.
size. This is obviously artificial.
Okay, I'll write it off as a coincidence then.
This large gem appears to be a sapphire of unusual size. This is obviously artificial. You look but see nothing of note. Openings on the platform. Place something in these holes.
I'm imagining these gems, but in what order?
Your communicator is not working.
Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report, Captain. Captain, it seems to be some sort of interface device, but I do not know how to activate it.
Can I get more than one of each gem?
You fail to obtain anything.
I suspect, Captain, that the machinery is activated by placing the gems in the proper slots. We should determine a system for this.
Yes, we should.
I guess I should have taken a few more science courses at the academy.
We've got to get out of here, Jim.
Alright, I'm gonna try the backwards order of the lights.
To use any light, the first crystal must correspond to the color of the light.
So it's gotta be green?
Nothing happens.
That combination is restricted to higher order functions. Neural interlink required.
What if I make them all the same color?
This is Bialbi, High Mentalic of Rakur. For defense, use the light of war. For information, use my light. For transportation, use the light of travel. Sequences are keyed by combinations of crystals. Integrator now active.
So I'm guessing the light of war is red and the light of transportation is blue. Before I do anything else,
Save new game. Too many games saved. Replace or delete a previous game.
Huh.
Save new game.
wow, there's a limit, huh?
Replace previous game.
Can I use this now? To obtain information?
This is Bialbi, the most advanced life form on this world. Thank you for informing us of the situation. It shall be resolved. Admiral Vlicht, this is the defensive system of Rakur. You have engaged in genocidal activities on this world. Have you anything to say before your sentence is passed?
Kirk! This is your doing!
No, Admiral, it is not. But that will suffice as a final public statement. The sentence is banishment to you and all members of your crew who were involved in this action.
You have no right to try me!
I have as much right as you to conduct trials on this planet. You showed no justice to your victim. The penalty for injustice is death.
Kirk!
Hoist on your own petard, Vlicht. Do you want me to help you? You tried to send me to my death. Now you can rot as you get what you deserve. If I have your word that Quetzalcoatl goes free, I'm willing to intervene to save you. Hoist on your... You tried... If I have your word that Quetzalcoatl goes free, I'm willing...
Agreed.
A life for a life is a just bargain. But his crimes are beyond count.
I do not see what can be served by more killing.
Idealism, an advanced concept. Naive, perhaps, but charming in its simplicity. Admiral Vlicht, the entity Quetzalcoatl shall be set free. If you ever return to this sector, the sentence shall be carried out. No Klingon vessel may ever return to this world.
Very well. I agree to your terms.
As for you, Captain, you may return. I find your social development most pleasing.
I fear that politics will make it impossible. Your planet is in Klingon space, but I don't understand why the Klingons never detected you.
Their archaeological digs did come close, Captain, but I am very elusive. I waited and monitored the situation and chose to reveal myself to you. Now you may go. Heed my warning, Vlicht. I shall not be merciful a second time.
Ah, Kirk. Foiling the Klingons as always.
Klingon ship leaving the area.
We will be setting course for Digifal. It's the closest thing to a home that Quetzalcoatl has.
It would appear everything worked out for the best.
Except for the people of Rakur, Mr. Spock. Except for the dead.
We have read your report on the problems at Rakur and evaluate your performance at 100%. You and your crew received 4 commendation points.
Yeah.
A perfect mission, Jim. You are a model for all Starfleet.
I am the greatest Starfleet captain ever.
That old devil Moon.
Message from Starfleet, sir.
On screen, Lieutenant.
The Enterprise will proceed to the Alpha Proxima system. While the indigenous race on Proxima 3 has not reached a technological level commensurate with entering the Federation, and therefore under the protection of the Prime Directive of non-interference, we do maintain a discrete monitoring satellite. It has picked up activity from an asteroid in an elliptical orbit. You are to investigate without interfering with life on the planet.
According to the library computer, the Alpha Proxima system has 5 planets and an asteroid belt. A large asteroid is heading towards the inner planets and should pass close by Proxima 3. It passes through the interior of the system once every 200 years. The people of Proxima 3 call it Scythe, the same name as their god of war.
God of War, Mr. Spock? Isn't that a bit surprising from a people whose technology matches 20th century Earth?
Considering the level of warfare during that century, I'm surprised that it is Earth that did not have a god of war. In any case, about a millennium ago, Proxima 3 suffered a globally devastating war.
Blew themselves back to the Stone Age, Mr. Spock?
Late Bronze Age, Ensign. They rebuilt their world in half the time it had taken to get there originally. But the Armageddon was mythologized as a battle between the Soths and Lucas. In that war, the planet was raised, and all the gods died except Scythe. He had rained fury down upon the world, then went off on a long dance of victory. His return is a time for worldwide soul-searching and atonement.
And Scythe returns and our monitoring station picks up activity.
It would seem that we should proceed to Alpha Proxima and scan Scythe.
Well then, before I go there, I'll save my game.
Save new game. Replace previous game.
Guess I can't give it a different name. Yeah, let's replace the first one. Alpha Proxima is here.
We are out of sensor range, Captain. I suggest we orbit the asteroid.
Entering standard orbit.
That's a damn big asteroid if it's big enough to be spherical.
Target analysis on.
A sensor scan of Scythe reveals surface features consistent with damage left by a nuclear attack. It would seem to have been a target during Proxima's war.
Scythe rained fury down on the planet and then left on a dance of victory. A missile base, Captain?
It would seem to make sense.
Captain, I just monitored a narrow beam message from Scythe to Proxima 3. I don't have it all. I just caught a bit of the initial burst. I'm attempting a translation, but it appears to be a computer code.
Any response from the planet?
The Proxtrites will not have the equipment necessary to understand and reply to that code for another 25.6 years at their present rate of development. Still translating, Captain. I suggest we beam down, sir. The surface is hostile, but survivable for a short time. Still translating, Captain.
All right.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the comm.
Captain, Mr. Scott wishes to speak with you.
Mr. Scott?
Aye, we've had some slight problems with the transporters.
We didn't notice anything beaming down.
Just a glitch in the main transporter program. Mr. Kyle is loading a backup and we're performing tests. The transporters will be down for about an hour.
That will still give us plenty of time, Scotty.
I know. I have the lads in engineering doing a complete overhaul of the ship's systems.
Good, Mr. Scott. I'll keep you posted. Kirk out.
This looks like a heavy-duty security door built into the side of a hill on this moon. Dr. Leonard McCoy, knowing that they aren't likely to encounter any medical problems, is rather annoyed about being dragged yet again into the transporter. Ensign Mosier seems to be rather curious about the planet's technology. Mr. Spock looks forward to examining the technology of this ancient culture. This is the planet Proxtre, currently 600,000 kilometers from this moon. There are many rocks here. There are many rocks here. This moon has a thin but breathable atmosphere.
As expected, Captain, the source of power emanations lies beyond that door.
A power source that has lasted millennia and endured major catastrophes. That's fascinating, Mr. Spock.
Do you have Vulcan blood, Ensign?
No, sir.
Scotty, report on the transporter problem.
No change, Captain. Although why it happened is about as clear as a foggy night in Glasgow.
Let me know if things change. Kirk out.
Captain, I'm afraid we got a wee problem here.
What is it, Scotty?
There is some sort of virus in the main computer. Our phasers and tractor beams have been disabled, and there's no way we're getting them back in 3 hours.
There goes our backup plan. Do what you can, Mr. Scott.
Aye, I will, Captain. I may yet have a trick or two that I can pull, but don't count on any miracles.
Isolate that virus. That's your number one priority.
That it is, Captain. We'll keep you informed. Scott out.
A lens sits above the doorway, but is it mere decoration? It looks like some sort of display panel. This is a keypad that looks functional.
This appears to be a dust-covered lens of some sort. The door still appears to be in operating condition. Working display panel, Captain. There is power running to the keypad.
Yeah, how the heck would I know the code? Think.
That did not seem to work, Captain. Perhaps we should try a number that had some significance to them. Remember, they were very superstitious. That did not seem to work, Captain. Perhaps we should try a number that had some significance to them. Remember, they were very superstitious.
Was it 200 years? Was it 10,200, right? Yes.
That worked. I see you deduced that 10200 in the Lucre's base 3 was equal to their sacred number 99.
Yeah.
Report, Scotty. How are things going?
About as badly as a killed in a blast furnace, Captain. Wait a minute. Lieutenant Uhura has some news for you.
The virus came from our sensor sweep of the moon's computers. We believe we have analyzed the memory sectors it attacked.
Well done, Uhura.
I wish I could take credit for it. It was Mr. Kyle who found the pattern. We are attacking it with antivirus programs.
Computer science sounds more like medicine every day.
If we had a doctor as good with computers as you are with patients, we'd be having a lot fewer problems.
Finally, someone who appreciates me.
Keep working at it, Uhura. Kirk out.
A computer terminal. Each word in the Lucre language has 3 aspects: submissive, neutral, and aggressive, to supply connotation to their language. The door has some strange writing on it. This looks like some kind of security lock with heavy-duty doors on both ends.
A computer terminal, Captain. It uses the Lucre alphabet. I think I can decipher it. This door is similar to the one on the outside of the secure lock, except that it has not weathered over the years. Electrical panels indicate the keypad on the right controls the door. The interior of the security lock is unremarkable and well preserved. The console reports the following. Welcome to Orbital Missile Base. Codename, Scythe. This base has been operational for the past week. It has completed 1 successful fire mission. Estimation of success is at 22 over 100.
22%? That's very low. Hardly something to brag about.
Doctor, in Base 3, 22 divided by 100 is equivalent to 8 out of 9, or 88%. I would think that quite satisfactory, given this base's probable mission of destroying the soft forces on Proxtree.
It says the base has been operational for a week, but this has been here for 1,000 years.
If the Lucres built this base with a clock that told the time by measuring the moon's rotational speed, or the gravitational forces generated by Proxtree and the sun, the computer may have calculated only a week of time has passed since its first action. I might be able to learn more with another look at the console. There is a substantial amount of data here, but in summary, Scythe was created by the Lucres as a launching platform for missiles to keep the Softs subjugated to their influence. The Softs managed to infiltrate the base. However, their actions triggered Scythe's auto-attack mechanisms and initiated a holocaust that nearly annihilated the planet. One soft strike did, in fact, hit the moon and deflected it from its orbit. It has been dormant since then.
So why has the base been activated again?
Given the damage to the moon, its slow rotation and orbit, it has never realized the war is over. On this pass, for the first time, it has detected radio wave transmissions from Proxtree. Because it does not recognize them, it assumes the Softs are still active. Its transmission to the planet, I would assume, was some sort of a check beacon to see if it should continue its mission.
Jim, let's return to the ship and blast this place to destroy its weapons.
Doctor, this moon is a god to the people down there. If we destroy it, we will violate the Prime Directive.
Spock is right, Bones. Spock, what are the chances that we could decode the transmission and send a stop code to the base?
In trinary or decimal?
Spock!
1.327 million to 1, provided the archaeological studies about Lucre's languages are correct. Our other option is to get into this base and see if we can bring the computers down. The console reports the following. Welcome to
22%?
Doctor.
It says the
If the Lucre's there is a substance to the softs, one soft.
So why is
Given the dam because it's trans.
Jim, let's return.
Doctor, this moon.
Spock is
In trine.
Spock!
1 point. The interior of the security lock is unremarkable and well preserved.
Spock, see what you can do with that lock.
Oh boy. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna have to think about this some.
That did not work, Captain. It is probable this lock also uses a number of some significance.
Yes, I'm gonna have to go with that base 3. I'm gonna have to chew on this for a little bit. Alright, let me save my game. I'll think this over for a little bit.
Save new game. Replace previous game.
Alright, I'll see if I can deduce this code next time.